Hi, I'm James Bishop, Global Senior Director of Demand Partnerships at SiteMinder, and welcome to this week's update from the World Hotel Index. As of today, as hotel bookings worldwide surpass a third of last year's levels, the World Hotel Index tells us that the post-COVID guest isn't a myth. Thanks to new indicators, not only can we see how booking volumes are changing, we can now see when the guests behind those bookings will be arriving and where they will be coming from. Furthermore, the current data shows us that the new guest wants to travel soon, as quickly as this month or next. New Zealand's Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern, said she did a little dance this past Monday as coronavirus cases in the country went from 1 to 0. She may not have been alone in that celebration, as hotel bookings in New Zealand have shot up to 72.8% year on year. And we can see here that nearly 3 in 4 of those bookings are for stays during this month and July. Additionally, with the country's COVID-free status placing more pressure on the formation of a trans-Tasman travel bubble, we're likely to see international guests making up a greater percentage of arrivals sooner rather than later. We are seeing a similar trend emerging in Europe, where Ireland more than tripled its year-over-year figure this past week, from 13% year-on-year to 43.5% year-on-year, after it was announced that locals could recommence travelling anywhere in the country. Hotels in Ireland are set to reopen at the end of June, and local holidaymakers aren't wasting time. Here we see that of all bookings made within the last 2 weeks, more than 70% are for stays during July and August. Across continental Europe, the 5 other fast risers over the past week were Czech Republic, which rose 85% to 30.9% year on year. Sweden, which increased 81% to 41.1% year on year. The Netherlands, which also rose 54% to 51.2% year on year. France, which rose 50% to 33.9% year on year. And finally Malta, which increased 47% to 18.4% year on year. Alongside the Netherlands, Germany has broken through the halfway barrier, with hotel bookings now sitting at 52.2% of last year's volumes. With the European Commission calling on member states to lift all border restrictions by the end of June, and several nations announcing the reopening of their own borders, we can expect more European nations to follow suit over the coming week. A number of cities around the world have also passed the halfway point, including Miami in the United States, where hotel bookings have surged to 56.3% of last year's levels. Within Asia, Taiwan's hotel bookings are now almost back to their volumes this same time last year. Taiwan still leads the world in momentum, with bookings at 94.8% year on year. 4 in 5 of those bookings are for stays this month and in July. Other countries within the region continue to face hardships, including Singapore and the Philippines, which remain well below 10% in hotel booking volumes. The guest journey remains unchanged, but with a new lens into the post-COVID guest, we're wiser for knowing that today's traveller is a minimalist when it comes to planning, and for good reason, as we all continue to reflect on how rapidly our world has changed. I encourage all hoteliers to take note. The trend of last-minute bookings is truer now than ever before. Be sure to check out the live and enhanced World Hotel Index on SiteMinder.com or receive this weekly update by signing up to Home for Hotels. See you next week.